Hey, so today I'm going to be showing you how I make my candy grapes. What I do first is I mix it up in this jar. The full recipe is 4 cups of sugar, 3 cups of water, 1 cup of Karo syrup. I mix it up in that jar first because I don't really like mixing it in my pot because I just don't feel like I get it all mixed good. To me, it'd be sugar stuck on the sides. There are just certain pots I like to cook my candy in for different reasons. And for this pot, it doesn't hold the full recipe. And so it's best if I mix it up in that jar and then pour it in. That way I can control how much goes into the pot. So once you pour that in your pot, you need it to get to 300 degrees. You're not going to stir it anymore once you turn the heat on. But while you're waiting on it to heat up, you can go ahead and clean your grapes, dry them off, make sure they're room temperature, and then put them on your toothpicks. You want to be sure that it's snug on the toothpick. That way it doesn't fall off when you are dipping. Also, I do leave myself a few tester grapes. I usually use smaller grapes for my tester grapes just so I can be sure that the mixture has heated up properly and that I didn't use too much or too little flavor. The customer today did choose the flavor grape, and I chose the colors purple and green just because I couldn't decide, and so I ended up choosing to do a marble effect. So this is just me showing you what your candy mixture may look like. At this point, my candy mixture has been on for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And so, this is going to take some time. Be sure to watch your candy mixture so that it doesn't burn, because remember, we only need it to get to 300, anywhere from 300 to 307 degrees. So I just wanted to show y'all what the mixture is going to look like as it reaches higher temperatures. Keep in mind, it's not going to be reaching 300 as fast as what y'all are seeing it. These are cut clips, but you can see that the mixture does start to slow down a lot, and it starts to bubble up a lot more than what it was in the beginning. And that is another way that you can tell that it's getting close to being finished or reaching 300 degrees. So here I've already been able to dip one. I forgot to show y'all me putting the flavoring in, but I just put 1 spoonful of that spoon that I'm using right there. It's probably a tablespoon, 1 spoonful in of the flavoring, and that's all that I added. I also told y'all that I was going to do the marble effect. What I didn't take into account is the color of the flavoring. So some of the flavorings are clear, so you're able to do whatever color you want. And then some of the flavorings have color to them, which I don't know why they do that. But anyway, some of them have colors to them. So I was going to do the base green, and then I was going to do purple swirls and do like a green purple marble effect. But because the flavoring was purple, it made my candy purple, and so I just went ahead and only did purple, because if I tried to do green, it was just going to make it an ugly color. And if you're wondering why I'm adding white, it's so the candy isn't transparent. When you add the white, the candy is not transparent. No white, your candy will be transparent, meaning you'll be able to see the grape underneath. But adding the white is what makes it where you have a good solid color. I'm mixing a lot because you want to make sure that it is really mixed in. Like, I don't know why, but that color sometimes is really hard to mix in. And with that purple especially, you want to make sure that it's mixed in, because you can really, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I can taste the purple food coloring. So I like to make sure that it's really mixed in, that I don't use too much of it. Here, finally, I'm getting ready to start dipping my grapes, because I've already dipped 1 tester, and I know that the flavor is good. It cooked to the right temperature, and now it's just time to dip. I shake off the extra candy, and then I scrape it on the side to be sure that I don't have those big candy puddles on the bottom of my grape. And this is not sped up, not slowed down. This is me dipping real time, so you don't have to speed too quick, but you do want to make sure that you move fast enough so that your candy mixture doesn't harden back up. So here I'm just giving you a 360 of the grape, and you can see where I scraped off the extra candy on the bottom, so you can kind of see the grape a little bit. But I mean, I don't mind that. I like that better than having the big extra puddles on the bottom. And I'm almost done dipping the grapes. I did have a lot of extra candy mixture for this order. It was a small, and my smalls are 15 to 20 grapes, just depending on the size. But these grapes were, really big. So I believe this order maybe had about 17 grapes in it. I'm not sure. And because I had so much extra candy mixture, I figured I better practice my drizzle. But today was not a good drizzling day. I don't know. I don't know what be the difference with me some days, because some days my drizzle turns out good and other days, like today, it's not not that great. But I mean, it was okay. All right, and here I am pouring my extra candy into a silicone mold. And you can do this for different reasons. You can, use it for decorations in your candy, or you can reheat it and dip grapes or any fruit again. But what I'm going to do is save it and use it for candy toppings. Crush it up and use it as homemade candy toppings. Now, once I poured it in that silicone mold, I still had some left over. So now I had to put water in the pot. You only want to do this after your candy mixture has cooled down some. And then you want to make sure that you put a hole in the candy so that the pot doesn't explode from the candy mixture covering the entire bottom. You need to put a hole in your candy before you clean your pot or put it back on the heat so that it can be clean. And while it's doing that, I came back over because it's been 15 to 20 minutes and I'm just twisting the grapes off the toothpick real gently. That way the candy around it doesn't break. You can do it as gently as you possibly can, but sometimes the candy will still break around it. And once I had them off, this is just me going ahead and packaging this customer's order. They sat out long enough so that they're not going to stick together. You can go ahead and package it and put it in the freezer until your customer is ready to pick them up. Now, you don't have to go ahead and package them. You can put them like in a Tupperware and just let them chill in the freezer and package the order closer to the time that the customer is supposed to come. But this customer, he was ready to come pick up his order, so I went ahead and packaged it right away and let him know that his order was ready. And here is just a up-close visual of the grapes after I have everything packaged and the extra candy added in. If you made it to this part of the video, make sure you give me a like and let me know what flavor you want to see next.